Hi everybody, Derek Palaki here, back for another Coach's Clipboard, joined as always by Sul Ross head football coach John Pierce. Coach, always, thank you for taking the time.
No problem.
Let's talk about it, 68-7. I know numbers you're probably sick of hearing against number 2 Mary Hardin Baylor. That's a good team.
Oh yeah, it's a very good team. We've talked about our program. We got a bunch of young Lobos. First quarter I was happy. It was 9-0, and then the wheels fell off the bus in that second quarter. We had an interception, we had 2 bad punts, and it just snowballed. I talked to Coach Frettenberg. As a matter of fact, yesterday, I said, you need to give your guys the off season off. They're just too darn strong. But they're a good team. They went to the national title. They're number 2 in the country. We're striving to get there. I told my team afterwards, when you miss weights or something like that in February and March, just think about what just happened, the last 4 hours. So, hope our guys learn from it. There were some positive sides to it as well. You start diving into the film and breaking it down. We had our chances to make some plays, and it just didn't happen.
I was going to ask about that. There was a big meeting on the field afterwards. A lot of time was spent afterwards. What else did you tell your guys? I mean,
we just got to get back to work. The first 2 games we played nationally ranked team. Arizona Christian's 22 in NAIA. Mary Hardin Baylor's number 2, and obviously they're in our conference. So I play a tough schedule. I don't have too many cupcakes, and in our conference we talk about all the time that we're in the SEC, a Division III football. So it's quality football. You got to bring your A game. We didn't bring our A game in the second quarter. It snowballed, and they kind of ran away with it.
Speaking of running away with it, you had said you didn't want to give up the big pass play. And for the most part, you didn't. You kept the quarterbacks in check. There was a couple passing touchdowns. It was the run that really did you guys in.
And we played a 5-man box. I knew that going in. We brought a safety down late, but they were just a little bit better on that offensive line than our D-line right now. But, I thought some of our guys competed, and they'll grow from it, and we'll just keep moving on. And like I said, Sunday we reviewed the tape, told the team after we watched the tape, Mary Hardin Baylor's over with. It's McMurray week.
Right. And it is McMurray week, and we'll talk about that. How do you keep your guys in the right frame of mind, though, moving to McMurray week after a loss like that?
We had excitement at practice on Tuesday. We had a really good, probably our best Tuesday practice of the season so far. So I see us progressing in the right direction. Yesterday was another good practice. We got our walkthrough today and get some guys healthy, and then we'll have a fast tempo practice tomorrow morning before we get on the bus to head up to Abilene.
Baeza had a down game last week. You went to Rodriguez at one point, even went to your third-string quarterback late. Will we see Baeza again?
Yeah, Fabian, he'll be our starter. He wasn't the only one struggling. The O-line struggled. Everything was struggling against Mary Hardin Baylor. But he'll be our starter. We got a few wrinkles in. We'll see what happens this week. Paul's not going to be able to participate this week because of injury. But he'll be back for the Louisiana game as well. And, we got Clayton some reps. He's been here. He's a hard worker, and sophomore on the team. So the game was out of hand. Let's see what he could do. Maybe get a spark or whatever.
And for Baeza, again, he's taken over for James Davis. He's coming in against Arizona Christian. You said, 22 in the NAIA. You got Mary Hardin Baylor, number 2. I mean,
that's a big game for him.
You're throwing him into the fire.
So
it can't be easy.
And he hasn't played any JV games.
Right.
Unfortunately, the last couple of years, we didn't have any JV games stick. So he's played 8 quarters of football. So, and it's a big difference. So, I'm not saying the game was too big for him, but it is. When you play in those nationally ranked teams, you got to have your A game, and hopefully he'll learn from it, and we'll keep moving in the right direction.
He did have 1 score in the game, a nice 20-yard run by Ozias, right?
Yep, it's good, and he's a freshman tailback, kickoff return guy. He had a nice couple of kickoff returns as well. The kids could be electric. He's still trying to figure out college life and everything to that. But, if he stays on the path, stays focused, he can be a dynamic back for us down the road.
So we got McMurray.
Yep.
Traveling to Abilene. Yep. One of the shorter trips, actually, right?
Yep. We go there twice this year. Play both D3 schools there. But this week is McMurray. Like I said, we'll practice on campus. It's a lot easier to practice on campus and then leave out. We used to leave earlier, then try and find a place to stop and practice, and it just makes the day longer. Right. So we do our Friday practice here, go go to lunch, load up the buses. It's a 5-hour trip. It is a night game there, so which is good. We get to sleep in a little bit, get a little rest on us, get our feet up under us. They're a young team as well. They took Howard Payne to overtime last week. They had a lightning delay, so I think their game finished at 1 a.m. or something to that nature. But came up a little short. I think they lost by 3 on a field goal. They're fighting for a win. They're 0-3. We're 0-2. Both teams deserves a win. So we got to go play our A game. I think we're in better shape. Watching the film, our guys run around. That's what I preached to them this week, and we're getting back to basics, flying around to the ball, play aggressive style football, and I think we have a good chance.
How important is it for you guys to get that first win? You don't want to start 0-3.
Exactly. I mean, we want to get every win. We wanted it to be against Arizona Christian. It just didn't happen. Hopefully it comes this week.
But McMurray doesn't want to start 0-4.
Exactly.
So they're going to have a chip on their shoulder as well. How do you prepare for that?
We just worry about the Lobos. Can't worry about really what they're going to do. We know what they're going to do offensively, defensively. They're kind of in between on defense, running a 3-3 stack or a 4-man front. We prepared both. We usually see the 3-3 stack when they faced us. Last year we had a great game plan. The score wasn't huge, but we ran power 36 times or 35 times. We ran the ball down the throat. I joked with our receivers. I think we can have a good day throwing and catching if they run good routes, and our O-line gives Fabian some time, and he finds the right receiver. So, I'm looking for us to have a breakout game this weekend.
The run game has been a little down. Greer hasn't exactly stepped up like I think you wanted him to. Ozias Wright had a nice one later in the game. How important is it for Baeza as well to have a complement in the backfield, a run game, to kind of take the weight off his shoulders?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even for Coach Card, 2nd and 5 is a lot easier to call than 2nd and 13. As an offensive coordinator. So you want that. We want to get a run game going. You got your play action passes off of it, and then you get your chances to go deep as well. So, but yeah, it's important. I think our O-line had a good week of practice, and like I said, we just got to put it together on a Saturday.
And we always highlight the quarterback because that's the general of the field.
Yep.
How important is it for Baeza as he's learning, as he's growing, to have James Davis on the sideline?
I think it helps. They've gone through it as well. James had the same year his freshman year, so they can relate to it. You look at TCU on the sideline; they got Hill there. Kenny Hill is now a student assistant, and he's in the ear of their quarterback. So it's kind of the same thing here. They've gone through the same growth period of the program.
Talk to us again quickly about the big bullet points that has to happen this week against McMurray to get the W.
Defensively we got to play fast. Offensively, same thing. We got to run to the ball. We got to finish the blocks. We got to drive. Got to get the run game going. I think the passing game will be there. But we got to be able to hit the receiver, and the receiver's got to catch the ball, and we've been improving on that. Defensively, we can't miss any tackles. And kicking game, our punter last week had I think a 5-yard punt and an 8-yard punt. And it was blowing, it was windy, but guess what? We're in West Texas. That happens all the time. We're going to be in Abilene. Last time we were there, they had about 25-mile wind gusts 2 years ago. So, but that's not an excuse. That's part of the elements. We got to play in it. So we got to clean up that. And I think we got a chance to have a couple of big plays on special team on the return team. So if we can get that, get some spark going, I think it'll be a good day.
Last time we talked about Mary Hardin Baylor being here, you referenced that the crowd they didn't show up last time.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yes. Yep. It seemed like they came out last week regardless of the game.
It was a great environment. I take it off to all the Alpine fans and the university community as well. We need that support. These young guys need the support. And the good thing, the game got ugly at halftime. We're down 44-0, I believe. We come out of halftime. We had a little bit of fight. We didn't pack it in. On film, I don't know how the atmosphere was for Mary Hardin Baylor when they played Albright, but it looked like the second half Albright folded the 10. So we came out with a little bit of fight. I want to take my hat off to the crowd. They stuck it. They didn't leave. I just hope we have that environment every weekend. I think we're working as a university, marketing. The community knows the tailgate. We got a special thing going here, and the play on the field is going to get better. It's going to get better.
Down 44-0 at the half. It's got to be hard not to want to pack it in, right?
Oh yeah, it's tough, especially with a young group, even an old group. you know. But you just go in there and tell them, hey, there's no one play is going to score 44 points. Let's just get better and work on what we're doing, and work on your technique and become a better football team. And I think we took those strides in the third and fourth quarter.
And even as a young team, you still got veterans on this team that have to lead the younger guys. What were they saying at halftime?
Same thing, but you know, some of those veterans, that's their second game, like Fabian. You know, a lot of guys, you know, Laval, you know, he hasn't really started, you know, so on defense, you know. So we got young guys, you know, so you got to realize they're freshmen out there too, even though they could be juniors.
Who are you looking this week to have a breakout game?
I hope Fabian could be consistent. I think Ronan Williams could have a good game. I hope Laval has a good game. I think our secondary is going to step up because they, you know, they're not as accurate throwing the ball. So hopefully we can cover our guys and get in the right drops and have a few interceptions.
So Rouse head football coach John Pierce. Coach, thanks again.
Thank you.